December 1950, if the UN troops were forced to withdraw, they stubbornly held on to Hunan port. There, over 100,000 troops, 17,000 vehicles, and hundreds of tons of supplies were successfully evacuated to South Korea.
One of the military miracles of the century unfolds an epic chapter in Korea. Survivors roll down the highway to the evacuation port of Hungnam as comrades and members of the relief column cheer them on. It is a 2-week saga of courage and endurance in bitter cold that brings Marines, GIs, and South Koreans through an ordeal which began 60 miles back, when their positions at the Chosin Reservoir were surrounded by red Chinese hordes streaming by the hundreds of thousands over the Manchurian border. During a nightmare of ambush and frozen weeks, they took countless prisoners and a fantastic toll of enemy killed and wounded. The Chinese Reds also suffered the rigors of the North Korean winter. A frozen hand can't grasp a cup, and he learns the meaning of humanity from a Marine. The frightful hardships of the United Nations troops as they fought their way every step is illustrated by this Chinese prisoner whose feet are encased in a solid sheath of ice. At Hungnam, an armada stands by to evacuate the beleaguered 20,000 UN troops. But as they face an estimated force of 160,000 Chinese, they defend their rapidly shrinking perimeter with its store of supplies. Nowhere is there panic as truck convoys roll in to unload their contingents. The hastily assembled fleet awaits, ready for any emergency. It is one of the outstanding achievements of the retreat that the troops, outnumbered more than 5 to 1, are able to salvage a major portion of their equipment and supplies. This was accomplished over icy roads and mountain passes, teeming with Chinese Reds, and with the thermometer hovering around the 0 mark. Wounded also were saved. Few, if any, were left behind during the desperate action by men who refused to be trapped. For them, it will be a quick trip to the military hospitals of Japan. Protected by naval vessels, including the mighty Missouri, the warship set up a ring of fire around Hungnam as the Chinese Reds pressed to within 3 miles of the evacuation port. With their backs to the sea, United Nations troops hold the communists at bay as the embarkation proceeds in orderly fashion. What might have been another Dunkirk becomes a retreat of men who will live to fight another day. Men who have made the Chinese pay an uncountable price for the invasion of North Korea. They have looked upon war at its most savage, and they are undefeated in morale. But there are those who paid the final price. Near the embarkation port, the rows of dead are reverently regarded by Major General Smith. For those who have died for freedom, there is again the requiem for the brave.